but they're not like daily things. Okay. Let's see. Was there anything else in the Twitch chat before I go to the next thing? Hang on just a second here. Small feedback. Love the special videos for the patrons, the Q&A behind the camera, stuff like that. I watch all of them. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, those videos, because they only go to patrons, and some patrons don't care about those, they usually have like less than 50 views for each of those. But I don't have those videos monetized. There should not be any ads on those because that's just for that very niche audience. The part about the company circumventing sponsor pay is something I never knew about. That's something to think about for sure. Yeah, because an average company will pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to show their game to a live Twitch audience for a couple of hours. And it depends on viewership. Like Asmongold would probably get tens of thousands for it. I might get hundreds to low thousands depending on what the game is and what they ask of you. And then there's sometimes stretch goals. Like if you get 100 people to download and install our game and play it for at least 5 minutes, we'll give you a bonus. So what do? I'm like, hey guys, if we hit the stretch goal, I'm doing a $300 giveaway. I just pay it forward because without you guys, I'm not going to get the bonus. So I just give it to you guys. And you know what? It works out really well. The company's happy because people try their game. You guys are happy because you get free stuff. And I'm happy because everyone's happy. So it works out really well. But yeah, if they were able to use the thing on Patreon to do it for a fraction of that, I'm like, hey guys, tonight's giveaway is $2. Who's lucky? I would not have much to work with. But yeah, let's see. Rosa or someone like me is $100. Yeah, it definitely depends on audience size. It depends on audience size. Also, it kind of taught me recently, because I was so terrified when my average viewership went down when I went from pure Guild Wars 2 to Variety. It taught me that it's less important what your daily viewers are, and it's more important how many viewers can you get for an event. Last week, with a lot of planning, a lot of advertising, I did the celebrating 4 years on Twitch thing. We had 1,200 viewers at one point. And my average viewership right now is in the 200s. So that was insane for me. And that went a lot of careful planning and advertisement went into that. Before that, we had the day that we did the big giveaways with the raid sponsored stream. And we had, I don't know, 500 plus people in here. Did a ton of giveaways, and we hit every stretch goal they gave us. They loved us after that. And, I got every stretch goal done, and you guys got a ton of giveaways. So it worked out great for everybody. But, yeah, it very much matters what can you pull in on a specific day. Okay. So now do you feel less stress being around 200 viewers when playing variety games, like not forced to absolutely play the latest trending game on Twitch YouTube? Yes, but I'm not completely immune to it. For example, one of the games in the queue that I would like to play at some point is Gothic. Gothic's a very old game. Anytime I play an old game, viewer count goes down quite a bit. I do have a lot of fun at my job. It is also very true that it pays my bills. I can't do like retro game after retro game after retro game. I need to also do the ebb and flow. For example, recently we tried Vampire Survivors, very new game on Twitch, taking it by storm, and a lot of people loved watching that. So that was another option. So yeah, I do feel less stress about it, but at the same time, not immune to that pressure. I do have to keep an eye on it. And, then there's also, like, for example, when I was playing Lost in Random and Last Epoch, I found out that if I started on Last Epoch and then went to Lost in Random, I had less viewers than if I started in Lost in Random and then went to Last Epoch after. Couldn't really tell you exactly why, but I found that out after a couple days testing. You guys probably didn't even notice, and then I just started doing it the second way every time. Let's see. Not currently a content creator, but wanting to be... Oh man, we are at the last question. All right, chat, if y'all got any more, throw them out. Otherwise, we are close to wrapping this up. Not currently a content creator, but wanted to be in a career that would involve it. I'm wanting to be a voice actor. Oh, awesome. So there is a lot of overlap. How did you decide that streaming was the right thing for you? Why did you choose the kind of content creation as opposed to others? Okay, so Taya, for me, I honestly just looked at other people streaming and thought that looks fun. It's truly that simple. I looked at other streamers and thought, I think I could do that. That looks like fun. And then here I am. I could fill this answer out with a lot more words, but that was it. It was something that looked fun, and also it had a chance, if the stars align, that I could start earning income from it. Which, I mean, that's awesome. Have a hobby that could possibly earn income? That's amazing. I remember how excited I got when Diablo 3 added the real money auction house. I made $50 that first weekend, paid for my copy of the game. And then they shut it down. But yeah, I didn't spend a cent on it. I just sold, like, sold, and I was able to pay for my copy of D3 with that, and it felt amazing. Not because I made $50, you know, basically working for less than minimum wage with the amount of time I put into it, but because I made $50 doing something I loved. It felt better. You know, it was great. It'd be like if you enjoyed woodworking and then sold shares, and that's a win-win. Much love. Thank you, Mr. Venecor. Appreciate you. But yeah, as opposed to others, like I will say early on when I started doing YouTube stuff, I didn't want to. I felt like it was necessary. I started doing YouTube only because I wanted to use it to get people to come to my stream. Later on, I started enjoying making YouTube videos more and getting more like pride in my work on there. And, you know, now with Noxie's help, you guys might hear Chip. If you're watching this on YouTube later, Chip is currently sick and he is confined in the bathroom with all of the things he needs. But he's not happy about it. He's not happy about it. And we're repeatedly cleaning up in there because he's making some messes. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, I have a lot more fun on YouTube now than I used to. And, you know, I have an audience that watches my stuff, and it makes me very happy. But, yeah, that's how it is right now. Okay. Does game mode you're playing affect how many viewers you have? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. It also affects the type of audience. If I'm playing PvP, there's much more toxic people in the chat. It's sad, but true. If I'm doing PvP or World v World, there are much more toxic people in the chat than if I'm doing something else. If I'm doing anything like just open world metas, it's a very chill audience comparatively. But that's not to say the entire chat gets toxic. But it's a paradigm shift. It's definitely a paradigm shift. But yeah, it'll depend. It'll depend. I see someone typing a question right now, so I'll give them a minute and wait on them to see if something new pops up. More than a month over I started because of you, no lie. Oh, thank you, Mr. Venecor. V Rising is a solid game on Twitch right now. You can play solo with your mods. A lot of fun on stream. Those early acts are pretty solid fun. Yeah, I've watched some other people playing V Rising. To me, it's a different type of Valheim. And at this time, I'm not really itching to play another Valheim. You know, like, for those of you that enjoy multiple types of games, you know, sometimes you're in the mood to play an RTS, sometimes you're in the mood to play an RPG, sometimes you're in the mood to play a shooter, whatever. I'm not in the mood to play, like, just an open world builder right now. So I'm just going to duck that one out. And that's a decision I have to make carefully. If I was just chasing views, V Rising is the right thing to do right now. It is a very big game on Twitch right now. But that's not, I'm in a fortunate spot where I can sacrifice growth speed for happiness. And right now I don't want to do that. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's say we got possibly one more here, unless somebody else throws one in. One last question from me. Since you became a content creator, how changed your life in, like, the LI builds that you help people with difficulties and to play games, or the toxic people annoying on chat and comments? How do you see those stuff? How changed your life? Sounds like you're talking about just interactions with other people? So, yeah, I've gotten some very heartwarming stories from people with the LI builds. There was one person that sent me this very, you know, from the heart thing that was like, it's like, Muck, I had a seizure last year and my hands shake, and I was a very avid video gamer before that, and I felt like a cripple. And when you posted this LI build and I tried it out, I felt like I had a part of me come back. And that was deep. Like I was like, oh my god, like I didn't think I was gonna have that kind of impact on anybody. Like I was just making a video game guide. So like, yeah, I've gotten some stuff that was like very from the heart from people. Just, there was the guy with the one arm. There was the person with the seizure. There was the person that had like I forget the name of the condition, but basically their hands just shake constantly. And just, a lot of them have been able to basically go, their mind was totally fine for try hard content, but their arm or hand or fingers just couldn't keep up. And now they had something that could. And to be real, Guild Wars 2 is very lax in its DPS requirements and its build requirements. I probably couldn't make LI builds for World of Warcraft. It just doesn't, that type of game doesn't allow it. But yeah, so yeah, very heartwarming stuff. And also you talked about talks to people in chat. It is absolutely a thing that you remember the outliers. And just think about that in any form of your life. If you ever worked a job in retail, you probably remember the worst customer you ever had to deal with. And if there was a shining, glowing moment where someone just like, maybe you did such a good job, they asked to see the manager, then complimented you in front of your manager. You might remember that too. Those outliers, you absolutely remember, the good and the bad. And, you might post a video and 99 people say they like it. And one person says that it sucks for whatever reason. And you're just like, oh my God. That one, you remember that one. So yeah, it does happen. How do you see those? I'm fortunate that I've seen it so much at this point that it's all like a grain of salt, right? Like the good ones feel good, the bad ones, it's just like, okay, well, if they don't like my content, they'll leave. I'm not trying to please all 7 billion people on the planet. I'm trying to please the people that are like-minded to me and have the same sense of humor as me. Or the people that need my guides. And there's a lot of people that post in my YouTube comment sections, and I'm like, whew, I would not want to hang out with that guy. I hope all of you have a great day, but there's a lot of them I would not want to sit down and have dinner with. Some of them scare me, so some of them just go from one to political in like 2 seconds. I'm just like, oh my God, this is a video about the engineer's DPS rotation. Why are we talking about this? So yeah, it's just we have some overlap, and the overlap is either humor, or the overlap is like Guild Wars 2, how do I do this, or stuff. The overlap is like, how do I make this video content creation guide or whatever. It's just we all came together on that one topic that one day. That doesn't mean we've got everything in common. Let's see. Do you feel like that made your day by helping someone? Yeah. I've called my wife over before, and I'll be like, honey, look at this. And I'll show her the Discord comment. Yeah, it made my day. Another thing that I don't know if any of you have this. I've got this one, a shoebox in my closet. I don't think I've ever talked about this on stream. It's the Feel Good box, chat. It's the Feel Goods box. Used to be, what was in there was when my wife would send me like a card on like anniversary or Father's Day or something, Valentine's Day, and if she wrote something really sentimental in it, and I was like, oh, that feels good to read, I put it in the box, put it in the Feel Good box. If she just was like, Happy Valentine's Day, I didn't save that one. But also in there is anytime someone sent me fan mail and there was something in it that was like from the heart, it went in the Feel Good box. And if I'm ever having a bad day, which I gotta say is really, really rare lately, it's been months, I'll open up the Feel Good box and I'll go in there and I'll read through the stuff that's in there. That's like an anchor. If I start to go low, it doesn't go lower than that, because that'll pick me back up. There's a lot there's stuff both in game, virtually, and also physically people have sent that it's just it hits deep sometimes. It hits deep sometimes. Plus we get the crazy stuff like like this thing right here. Hold up, because this is the closest object. This is so goofy. Someone spent time on this, making a flute. It's a recorder, banhammer. They took apart a toy recorder and melted it together with a squeaky hammer. They spent a lot of time on this and then shipped it to me. This is so silly and goofy, and yet the sentimental value is there because time went into this. And so I got a bunch of stuff like this. Or like the tiny plushy muckluck that Miss Happy Clam made me, or the little 3D printed mucklucks that Omni made me. You know, like there's a lot of stuff that hits deep. Absolutely. Okay, hold on. We got a few new questions in the Twitch chat here. Hang on a second here. Let me get this stuff over here. I played Guild Wars 2 for 8 years, and I have everything that can be had in the game, and I have played all the modes, and I feel that the game is over for me. And what do you feel to not get bored playing it? What other MMORPG would you recommend? So, Red, I myself am getting a little burnt out of the game, and I'm playing it just 1 or 2 days a week instead of 7 now. I think it's okay to completely conquer a game and move on. Yeah, I think it's very rare that you have an individual that is playing the same game for like a decade. I think that's uncommon. So one, if you feel you're done, you know, don't sweat it. You did a lot. If you want to play another MMO, in my time, I have greatly enjoyed EverQuest, Rift, World of Warcraft, Black Desert Online, and you know what? There's a lot of like Lost Ark. I didn't like Lost Ark. That doesn't mean you won't. Lost Ark's really big right now. You could try that for a little while, see if you like it. You know, stuff like that. There's a lot out there that you could try out. So I don't know what you would like. Those are ones that I liked. Worst customer, a woman who was convinced we hid some glasses to stop her from buying them. Decade and a half of tech support, so many stories, so few of them good, even if they're humorous. Yep. I'm often limited to what I can do and how long I play because of MS and carpal tunnel. One to political. 18.5 years building a tech support for me. Yeah, I remember that guy about the war on the video comment that day. Uh-huh. That overlap for me is that sweet baritone voice. I have weekends of chronic pains I'll be limited to. Some days are worse than others, but the struggle is real. Do you spend much time off-stream gathering material for videos? It depends on the video. Obviously, as the creator, it's awesome when I can just do a video and just record the whole thing in one take. But yeah, the longest part is gathering. Now that I'm working with an editor, that takes a lot of the time off. But for example, right now, I'm trying to make a guide on Season of the Dragons. The easiest way to do Season of the Dragons is Guild Wars 2. And if you're watching this video and you don't play Guild Wars 2, you don't have to worry about that. But basically, you have to do all these steps. And each of these steps has 20 sub-steps. And each of those steps has a thing. And I'm trying to condense it to make it seem approachable by not try-hard gamers. And I totally think I could do that, but it's a big project. All those little things, like 100 small things, I need to get video footage of. Each item in the video is only going to be displaying for a few seconds, but some of them take hours to get the footage of because of like all the prerequisites and stuff like that. So I'm spending a lot of time on this project. And then my editor is probably going to need weeks to get it, you know, looking really good, but the final product will be looking really nice. Now, I could just do a video that's like, okay, you need to do this and then this and then this and not visually show anything, but it will be a much worse video and I don't want to do that. So yeah, spending a ton of time gathering material for stuff. Now, when possible, Lady Kitty GW2, when it's possible to gather the footage during a stream, that's a win-win. Because that, like, for example, today we did Drizzlewood Coast, Guild Wars 2 meta. I did it with people on stream. That got to be an interactive activity with chat, and I got footage I needed for the guide. So that's, you know, two birds, one stone kind of thing. So if you can make, you know, have some overlap like that, wonderful. So, but if you can't do it like that, then okay, that happens. Gonna make Mutt cry on stream. My commiserations, I moved over to quality assurance 8 years ago, but I still have friends at tech support. I didn't have much of a better time in QA. QA is just when you start fighting with the developers instead of the customers. Needs to be out of the shop. Wait, needs to be out of the shop. What needs to be out of the shop? I don't know when you typed that. I've never seen that before. That thing is awesome. Oh, probably the ban hammer. Yeah, somebody sent me that. It's always good to branch out to other games. Too much of anything is bad. If I could bring out Guild Wars 2, then I should start playing OSRS or War Thunder. Rift events, it felt great, specifically at Endgame with the raid rifts. Doing it right now, that video would be awesome. Very much looking forward to the Season of the Dragons guide. Yeah, win-win. Yep. Okay. I think we finally hit the end of it. All right. That is, I believe, everything from the Q&A. All right. I'm gonna move this over here. All right. I hope you guys enjoy this. For the people in the future on YouTube, if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. I do enjoy the talking, but it takes we basically sit down and stop the whole stream for hours to do these, so I try to limit myself to doing them once every month at the most often. But if you have any additional questions, feel free to come to our Discord, put them in the Q&A content creators channel, which is, let me expand this out. It's right there in our Discord. I'm going to purge the questions that we already answered today from the channel, and then you can put in new ones, and then we will try to answer them next time. But until then, we'll catch you later. Hope this helped somebody out.